Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dice Cast. I am Russell-san, and with me I have...
Fishman.
Well, last we left off, Aquans and Jonas had, at the request of some researchers in Lyria's Arcane Research Academy, sought to aid them with the research involving the Arcanum and the completion of a device that would allow them to use the Archive Arcanum's stored knowledge to explore the final battle of the Fall. They did this in hopes of finding information about the dragon, which, well, they were partially successful. They found out the dragon's name, Iluyanka, and got a relatively close look at her, and also realized that she was flying at the end of the battle in the same relative direction from the Shattered Wastes, of which Lyria would be. A side effect of this was a time slip, which resulted in Jonas inhabiting sharing consciousness with the nameless hero, the warrior who fought in the final battle before the fall in an attempt to bring the war to an end.
Yeah, got to play as a 20th level fighter for 30
Yes.
seconds.
So that is the events of what happened last time.
Yeah. The results of which I didn't use any spells or anything.
Yeah, we didn't end up doing an awful lot ourselves last time.
Nope.
And in all honesty, there's a fair bit of back and forth of whether or not that really will amount to anything in the long run.
I know my opinion.
Yes.
It was fun, but pointless.
All right. So I'm going to hand it over to you now.
Cool. One other little bit of record keeping. You decided that you were thinking because a certain cantrip was not being used at all that you wanted to switch it out.
Yes, so we're taking advantage of the fact that we are at an Arcane Research Academy, and we've agreed to this that I'm going to be allowed to swap out one of my cantrips, specifically the one I got the most recent of them, which is Message, which we have basically used once.
We did.
Yes, as far
Oh,
as I'm aware.
it's not game impacting. It's just something that you wanted to try out. So
Yes, so I decided to swap that cantrip out for Friends, which has slightly more use, I think.
we'll see.
We will see.
But anyway, what is basically because we are, like I said, there's a lot of experimental magic happening in Lyria, especially at the academy, for all sorts of reasons, and young apprentices and students are well trying out different kinds of magic, and this is just an offshoot of that because they are obviously quite capable of manipulating it and changing it for those who don't like their choices.
Yes. So, part of the research I've been doing at the academy in the past month since we've been back from the Iowa fog has been involved in basically uh, forgetting how to cast message and learning how to cast friends.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
We
it's
won't
not.
go into too big of a detail about that.
No, it's like I said, it's not going to impact the game really.
No.
So we have a little bit more what we call downtime because there's no real call for our particular talents at the moment. Is there anything you want to do? I know there's one thing I want to do.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is roll two new portents for the day.
Yep.
No, those are two rather polar numbers, which is good.
A low and a high.
Yes.
What was the high one?
19.
Excellent. I may
Yeah.
ask for that number because of the thing I want to do.
All right. All right. Well, something we have been talking about doing
Mhm.
is replacing some of the scrolls we've used because we've used a few of those recently.
Yes, I
Last
think that
session, I scribed a scroll of knock, which I've added to my scroll case because we've been looking into this dragon for quite some time now, and as have Lyria. So, by sounds of it, we might be getting closer. to coming up with, if not a solution to our dragon problem, at least locating her. And as we said, both of us fully expect to somehow be involved in the process of dealing with her.
Unless we flee Lyria, they're going to
Yeah.
probably want us involved.
Which means I think I'm going to need a bit more firepower than I currently have, and scribing a few scrolls is a good way of doing that.
All right, so you're going to use your 19 to make another Ice Storm scroll?
That's what I'm thinking about. So it is going to be a fourth level spell, but I have two options.
Yeah.
One, I could scribe an ice storm scroll, which I have done before. I failed to do it previously, but I'll probably just roll for that.
Hmm.
The other option is we've had it a few times where we've been able to scribe scrolls of spells at higher level than we normally cast them.
Yep.
And a fourth level magic missile might be a bit more surgical against a dragon. The issue is I'm not entirely sure how useful an area effect spell is going to be against what I assume if we end up dealing with this thing is going to be a single creature.
All depends on how effective our fighters are going to be.
Yes. Also, Ice Storm does allow a saving throw, and dragons are usually really good at those.
Yep.
Magic Missile has does not care about any of that.
No.
So I think I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
All right.
Use your 19.
I thought you said you wanted to save that for the potion.
I do, but this is equally important, so
This is, but the DC is a lot lower.
you need to roll a 14.
Yes, and I get to add 5.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I have to roll. I
I'll
think.
argue because you've had such terrible luck with the potions, and if we do fight a dragon, we're going to need a lot of potions.
Yeah.
I think I'll save it for that, and I'll just roll.
I am only 1 for 4.
Yes. And that's a natural one.
Right off the materials. I'm sorry.
Yep. I already did. I
All right.
always start with that because they're used up regardless.
Yeah.
That's 200 gold pieces worth of ink and paper gone.
Yeah.
And obviously I failed. This seems to be a bit more difficult, Cat. We haven't really scribed many scrolls at higher levels than normally the spells are cast, so it's a little tricky apparently.
I've only done 1.
Yeah. And I think this will be the first one I attempted.
Yeah.
Might need to see Xanathia about this to see if she has any pointers about that. She does a lot of scroll making and other enchanted items.
Oh, she'd love to see us because
Yeah.
we're probably one of the few people who actually have taken her up on her requests for doing various scrolls and whatnot. So
Yes,
maybe we can
I'm
pop
not
over.
entirely sure how effective her advice will be. I'm not sure what that'll translate to in game terms, is what I'm trying to say without metagaming too much.
All right. Well, we'll go out. While you're doing that,
Yeah.
I'm going to make a potion.
Well, needless to say, I can't make another scroll today anyway.
Yep.
So,
So I'll just put down that I now have.
and yes, since I didn't use it for me, I will give you the 19 portent I rolled.
Which means I don't have to bother rolling.
No, you do add your modifier, which brings it up to 23, I believe.
Yeah. So I will, at this point,
Yeah.
have 0.
Yes.
0 goose egg. We don't have any more hydra salts.
No, we use them all up. At
Yep.
least we have a greater healing potion. Sorry, a superior healing potion of this now.
Yep. 1 superior. I have a few others.
Yeah, I have the refilling one, 7 regulars, and the greater healing potion I bought last time.
Yeah.
Also,
And
I just want to point out because that was a 19, you added 4, which only got you up to 23. The odds of you being able to make the next level of supreme healing potion is very, very low indeed.
oh, it would require a nat 20.
Yes, that was literally what would require because I just did the math.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
either that or you improve your medicine skills.
That won't happen until level 12 at the earliest.
Yes, and even then, it might not happen because there may be more important things.
Yes. I think superiors are off the books for the moment, even so, let alone anything above that.
Well, they're definitely off the book at the moment because we have no more hydrosalts. And I
Yep.
imagine Rosemary's used up all hers.
Yep. All I have left is I have enough materials to make some graders, and over the next little while before it hits the fan, I will make a few more graders.
Right.
Those I have never failed at, which is nice.
Well, it is 5 lower
Yeah.
than the DC.
And I do get to roll a few times. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
go and see Xanathia.
You want to go see Xanathia? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, stretch our legs if nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, the scribing of a fourth level scroll does take a while.
Yeah.
And does just potion making, so yeah. We've been confined to our room for I think 8 hours.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
We head over to the academy. We track her down in short order. It doesn't
Yeah.
take very long. We know where she is, and she's pretty much always working on something with some students and or staff trying to improve the making of scrolls.
Mm.
Um, believe it or not, she is actually very excited when she sees us. Oh, great, you're here. I was just actually going to send someone over to have a look for you guys.
I just remember we didn't actually report. I don't think we reported back to her about the success of the second set of scrolls she gave us.
No, you haven't yet, but she seems to be on to another topic altogether right now. She has only one scroll. She says, "This is something really special. I want you guys to hopefully try out for me and report back." And then she kind of does it. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, hold on a sec. Did you guys actually end up using those scrolls of what were they again now?
They are the mirror image
Mirror
scroll.
image. That's right, mirror image. How did they go? Did you use
I'll
them?
report what we did use them.
Yep.
I Yeah, they worked rather well. I think they were slightly more efficacious than the base spell.
Excellent. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Mhm. Yeah.
And he says, she hands this to you. She
Yep.
says, this is a extremely experimental scroll. It
Okay.
is only a first level scroll. My apologies. We're thinking about trying ways of making it even more powerful, but it is a uh, hopefully durable scroll. So it is a scroll, first level magic missile scroll. Try it out. Let me know how it works. Um, and yeah, I'm kind of, this is like I said, this is brand new. This is something we just came up with, trying to make scrolls that don't immediately crumble. Hopefully, as we get better at this, we can have create higher level scrolls. Right now, we don't bother with anything beyond first level because it can waste an awful lot of materials and time and effort and end up with absolutely nothing.
All right.
She
Well,
hands
thank
that to you.
her. Well, thank her for that. This will be interesting if this actually works out.
Yeah. So, for game purposes, when you use the scroll, you get a first level magic missile,
Yep.
and then you roll a d20. If you roll less than 5 on the d20, the scroll crumbles.
Okay.
All right. Thanks just for again for that. Says definitely let me know. Lots of stuff happening. I gotta go back to work because her department is really busy because of all the nonsense that's been happening.
All right.
And
So by sounds of it, I'm not going to be able to get any advice really on scribing higher level scrolls, but this
you
seems to make up
could
for that at the moment.
try rolling a charisma check, please, if you want to ask her.
All right, I'll roll.
Well, you can have advantage, by the way. She likes us.
All right. Well, the advantage doesn't really come into it. So the first roll is better, so that's a 16 total.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I get so excited that sometimes I forget to let people come here for other reasons than getting my, scrolls.
All right, I'll explain to her that I'm also trying to prepare as best I can for the possibility of a dragon attacking Lyria, and I'm
Yep,
describing the fact that I'm trying to scribe scrolls at higher levels, as she described,
yep.
and having a bit of issue with that because it's not something I'm exactly familiar with.
All right. Actually, yeah, I do. I personally can't do anything about it right now, but stay here. And she waves over one of her uh helpers, whatever you want to call them,
Mhm.
and she says, Go up to my study, get my second volume of my treatise on scroll making and hand it to this gentleman. I would like this back, please.
All right.
But please read that, and hopefully that will help you in your scroll making. Right now, I'm busy, busy, busy.
All right.
And off she goes. So does the other guy. He does come back about 10 minutes later and hands you a relatively thin leather-bound book. And yeah, it's titled Xanaphia's Notes on Scroll Making, Volume 2.
All right.
And it looks like it won't take horribly long to go through. So, after that, he disappears and we're standing there by ourselves.
All right. Well, that might be worth giving a read.
Yeah. So, we can head back to the Whippoorwill if you like. Oh, sorry, wrong place.
Rest of Kingfisher. Wrong
Wrong.
in.
That's way back in Burns Run.
Yeah.
We can head back to our hotel,
Mhm.
and if you want, you can try reading that and go over it tonight.
Okay.
All right. So we go back to the Crested
Rest of
Kingfisher.
Kingfisher.
All right. So we go back there. All right. I would like you to, as you're reading this, this is going to require, it's not difficult material, but it's going to require a skill check.
All right.
And it is intelligence based.
All right. All right. The straight intelligence is a total of 12.
Well, you might be a little bit tired today.
Uh,
It's just, you're just not getting it today. But it's not a one shot and you're done kind of thing. This is like how we treat almost all these things.
so it's a skill check challenge.
Yep. So you're not going to get there today. Count one failure
Okay.
and then keep track. She didn't mention anything about having it back immediately, so you're probably good for a few days of this. All right, so we hit the hay after that because apparently we're tired. Get up in the morning. Oh, by the way, I'm just glossing over the fact that we do go through our usual nighttime
Yes,
procedure.
it's second nature to us at this point to
Yeah.
do our
But
preparation.
basically, only if you're going to change it will I just vary it at all. Morning, we get up, we have our breakfast. Um, Roll a perception check, please.
Right. 19.
You, with your wide awake ears, have noticed seems to be an awful lot of activity outside. Something about it is just caught your attention. You're not sure what it is, but it's not normal.
Okay.
What would you like to do? We
I think
finished our breakfast.
I think we should go out and take a look at that.
All right, so you head outside. We'll roll off the 19 for a little while. There seems to be an awful lot of people going to and fro. Um, Roll an insight check, see if you can pick up some of their demeanors.
Natural one.
All right, ears are working, eyes not so much. All right, you see a number of people. They're going back. Well, they're seem to be in a hurry. But the one thing that catches your eye the most is a fair number of city guards seem to be heading towards the Causeway Gate.
All right.
Not tons. There are quite a few people, quite a few guards that work here. Well,
Yes.
a few less after the heist, but enough that it just seems unusual behavior.
All right. Well, I think we should go take a look at this. It
All right.
may or may not be related to the dragon that we're all dreading.
Yeah. Well, we head to the main gate, which is here.
Yes.
There seems to be a bit of a knot of people. Mostly there's a bunch of guards, and they seem to be receiving some sort of instructions from a white knight. This is mostly because the causeway is currently underwater. It's that time of day.
Yeah.
And if you want to listen in, that will be another perception check, please.
All right. Well, I hope this isn't a very discreet conversation because that wasn't a very good roll either. 10.
It is not something that's going to require a whole lot of anything because first off, we're recognizable.
Yeah.
We know they know who we are. We've been around long enough. So they're not moderating their tone. They're actually speaking plainly so everybody can hear. There seems to be about a half dozen of the internal city watch here,
Yeah.
and a white knight is giving them instructions. It's not Aldrich. He's saying, "All right, there's something strange going on in the suburbs. Um, there's been two claims of people who have they say their spouses have been murdered, and there's a barn on fire. Um, we can't wait for the tide to go out, so basically there's a it's a carpet. He says you're gonna have to fly over um, to the suburbs. You need to go as a group. I want you to check out whatever you can, and one of you come back and report to me within the hour because we need to get this under wraps. Um, Liaise with the suburban watch and see if you can get some handle on this because it just doesn't seem to make any sense.
All right. Well, we clearly heard that, and I think we should head out and take a look as well.
Yeah, well, we don't need to use the flying carpet. We
Yeah.
can just
We'll
use
get
our
our-
brooms. So they get on a carpet.
Yeah.
Carpets are not designed to hold half a dozen people. This one's pretty big,
Yeah.
but it does manage to get off the ground and it is moving really, really slowly. Uh, we get there long before them. So, what do you want to do? So, what we've done so far is
Well, they mentioned a barn that's on fire.
they're chugging along really slowly,
Yeah.
and we're hovering right now about here.
Yeah.
So, you want to scan for fire? All right,
Yep.
roll perception check, please.
Well, that's going to be more obvious to look for than
You can have advantage.
okay, than two dead bodies, I suspect, in all this. All right, that's a total of 20.
Okay, barn on fire might be a bit of an exaggeration, but somewhere, well, in this direction,
Yep.
near the edge of town, there seems to be it's a long distance, but with natural for the 20, it's you think it's more like a haystack that's on fire, but it is next to a barn, so it could spread. And at the moment, there doesn't seem to be anything horrible going on about it.
All right, let's head that way.
All right, it doesn't take too long to get there, and indeed, by the time we get about here, you do see it is beginning to catch on to the barn itself, and there's farmers running everywhere trying to get the animals out of the barn, and someone's throwing water on the hay trying to put it out.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
How far away are we?
Uh, Currently, these distances are still about 300 feet away.
That's probably yeah, that's way too far.
Oh, you're going to cover that distance in seconds, so.
All right, well, when I get closer,
Yep,
when we get close enough within 30 feet,
yep,
that's the range of this. I'm going to cast, I'm going to use Call to the Wave, my
yep.
Genasi racial ability to cast Create Water at second level to create a downpour of rain to put the flames out as best I can.
Okay. No skill check involved in this normally,
No.
but this is a bunch of hay on fire.
All right.
I want to go to see how well it's working. So just
Okay.
roll a d20 for
Is
me.
this an Arcana check? Or
Yes, it is your spell casting ability.
oh, so just spell casting ability. So it's just adding my intelligence. Okay. Okay. 8 total.
You're rolling really badly.
Yes.
All right, you're having an effect. The effect, for all intents and purposes, means that the fire is having a hard time spreading to the barn because of what you're doing, and also because they're throwing buckets of water on it. And eventually, in a matter of really short order, the hay itself is expended. There's no more fuel for it, and the fire does die out. But yeah,
It's good
it was
because
a
you can only
funny.
cast that spell once a day.
Yeah. All right. So the fire is gone, and there's a couple of, well, they're kind of tired at this point because they've been running buckets to a well and trying to get this out, and but they don't seem to be anywhere more agitated than that. At which point, you hear a scream.
All right. In which direction?
That will definitely require a perception check.
Well, I assume it's in the opposite direction because we're almost at the edge of the outskirts of Lyria.
Yep.
Okay, that's a 25 total.
All right. Okay, we're just at the edge where you see that building,
Yeah.
and it is actually relatively close by. You think it's coming from this building here, this little group of buildings, I should say. It's maybe about 300 or 400 feet away.
Okay, let's go over there and see if this is the other problem that was reported.
Okay. As we approach, you
Yeah.
work off your perception check. You see a woman running out of a house in this direction, and she's not dressed for the weather. She's dressed as if she were, baking a loaf of bread or something, and just in normal clothing. And she is panicked.
All right,
And
so something has upset her to the point that she's running out of her house without a coat on,
yeah,
and she's screaming.
and she's distraught,
And,
obviously.
all right. Well, that
So you
could.
got two choices. You can head towards her, or you can head towards the house.
All right. Well, let's see what we can make of in the house, I guess.
All right. So she runs off.
Yeah.
You think she's going to, well, she just runs into someone's house. So
Yeah.
assuming they're either a relative or someone she knows.
Yeah.
And then, anyway, so we go to her house. We have to land.
Right.
And
Any
this is
sign of the
where,
watch officers at this point?
uh, here, no.
Okay.
So this is going to require another perception check.
All right. I'm going to summon Alice to have her assist us.
Okay. Then you can have advantage at this.
Yeah. So it's a total of 15.
All right. Alice informs you that she smells blood.
All right. Well, that's probably not the best sign.
And also, this is not her forte, but you're still going to get advantage because I'm here. We'll work off the same roll. You hear the sound of something scuffling inside. Like, it's hard to tell exactly. Some movement of some form inside the house.
I'm going to have Alice stay outside,
Yep.
just be a cat perching,
Okay.
and I want her to alert me the moment if anything comes out of this comes out of this building before we do.
Okay. Would you like some help with that? Because I can get my owl out and have her perch on top of the building.
Sure, you can do that too if you want.
All right. So that's going to require a roll at some point,
Yeah.
and you'll have advantage on it.
All
Okay.
right.
So,
In the meantime, it looks like we're going inside this house to investigate.
all right. So we get to the door. Door is still open because she just
He
ran
ran
out.
away. Yes.
Yeah. And you see a dim interior
All right.
because the shutters are all drawn because it's cold out.
All right. Well, I'm going to take some of that phosphorescent moss, sprinkle it on the crown of my staff, and cast light.
All right.
So now it's very bright and
All of a sudden, it goes from dim light to
bright light.
bright light.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to require another perception check separate.
Okay. So two separate rolls for each of us?
No, you roll for advantage. I
Oh,
mean,
I see. Okay.
this is a separate check from all the ones we've done so far.
Natural 20
Natural 20.
and a
Okay.
natural 1.
Well, fortunately, it's advantage, not disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay. The first obvious thing that you see
Is a dead body, I assume.
that doesn't require a perception check normally is yes, there is a dead body slumped over a table as if it were sitting for a meal. And yeah, you just see food and dishes scattered.
Okay, so this just happened and it happened in the middle of breakfast or lunch.
Um, yeah, this is probably like lunchtime because of all the stuff we've been doing already. And yeah, farmers eat really, really early and then they come back in for a sort of a
Yes.
brunch, lunch, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, yeah, he's dead. The blood pouring out of his neck might be a really good indicator.
It's rather fresh. It's a very fresh kill, then.
He's still dripping.
Yep. And that's
But because you rolled a natural 20,
yeah.
you also noticed a series of bloody footprints that are leading away from the corpse
Yeah.
and are still going.
All right. Well, in that case, I will. I have a spell prepared for this.
All right.
I will reach into my component pouch, pull out some powdered. I think it's powdered silver for this component
Mm-hmm.
spell.
Don't cast this one very often.
Is yeah, a mixture of talc and powdered silver.
Yep.
And I'll just swirl in a circle in front of my eyes, and I'll cast See Invisibility,
Yep.
which I assume means if there's an invisible creature paying attention there, it's going to notice I'm casting a spell.
Yes. All right.
However,
Oh yeah, he notices.
yeah, it's a casting time of 1 action, so there's not much they can do unless they're going to counter it.
So you see,
Mhm.
basically, if ninjas wore leather, all black leather, that's what you see. Someone covered head to toe in leather clothing, armor, possibly,
Yeah,
um, crouching along, heading towards a window that's open. And they've noticed you cast a spell, and with their perception check, they know that you know they're there.
yeah, and I'm going to point with my staff, which has the blue-green glowing bioluminescent algae on the end, and right in their direction, I'm saying, "Stop right there."
Okay.
I assume you can't see them, but you can see where I'm pointing.
All right. And let's do some initiative, please. Just in case this goes south.
All right.
All right, so I rolled a good one for a change.
So did I.
What'd you get?
I have a 21.
Oh, we're tied. You can choose. You want to go first or second? Because we have the same initiative modifier. Or do you want to roll off?
Just roll off.
All right.
7.
Mine's a 1, so you get to go first.
All right. And the ninja?
The ninja. Well, he's not a ninja, but that's just the impression you get. Oh, he has a nat 20.
Oh, come on.
That has to be the highest set of initiative rolls ever in our game.
Well, I'm glad to know that we can roll really, really well and it still doesn't matter.
Yeah. Is that our old campaign adage where it doesn't matter how bad you roll, as long as the opponent rolls worse? Just flipped on its head. All right. He sees us. Here's your threat. Sees the staff. Dives out the window.
All right. That's it. That's its turn, I take it.
Nothing else seems to happen.
All right.
So we're still in the doorway.
So my turn?
On the opposite side of the building. So, yes, now it's your turn.
All right, that's it. He's going out the back. I'm pointing, I assume, to the now open window, which you can see.
Yep.
All right. I said, let's circle around both sides.
Okay.
The house. I'm going to circle around the right side of the house.
Yep.
I'm going to use as much of move my 30 feet of movement. Does that get me around to the back?
Nope.
All right, I'll dash.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
See the ninja?
All right. We're going to treat this as if it were the house.
Okay.
Okay. They know about this window.
Yeah.
We're here. 30 feet gets you to this corner, and then 30 feet doesn't quite get you to the back. I mean, these are hovels, but they're not that small. And you assume that I am doing the same. So, I am going to roll to see which direction they went in. Actually, no, I'm not going to roll that, because I know where they're going. Hold on a second. So you went that way. All right. You don't see anything.
All right. And
Alright. So,
you cannot see invisible creatures.
no, but I can see footprints in snow. So I'm going to give myself the chance of spotting this. Oh, another nat 20. Good lord. Let's see how well you can find. Not well enough. I yell out, he's over here!
All right.
So, he has advantage. He has initiative.
Yep.
Alright. This is a bit of a gray area. We have someone who's invisible.
Mm-hmm.
I've perceived their locale,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't see them. Do they get sneak attack? Can they sneak attack?
If you're aware of their presence, they do not get sneak attack.
Okay, even though I can't really see what they're doing, I just see.
Well, it's a gray area, like you said.
I know, that's the problem.
The usual interpretation of it is for sneak attack is when a creature is hidden from you or you're unaware they're there.
Well, they are hidden, but I'm aware that they're there.
Up to you, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, this is very much a very gray area.
Yeah.
Well, seeing how I can't see what he's doing, I guess I'll give him the sneak attack.
Yeah.
What do you have? It's a 19. Which is basically what I give him a shield. So that's fine.
Okay, so he does hit.
He hits me. That's gonna hurt.
I take it by that you did decide to let him use sneak attack.
Yes.
All right.
That's really bad. Okay. Out of nowhere, a crossbow bolt hits me in the shoulder for 14 points of damage.
Wow. Yeah, that is bad.
That is very bad. And now we have a visible ninja. Well, black leather clad individual.
Yeah.
Who is not happy because, well, they blew their cover for what obviously did not take out an opponent.
Yeah.
So, he is now going to use his full movement to run away.
In which direction?
Well, using this as the analogy of the house, I was here,
Yeah.
saw him kind of hiding right about here. He shot me, and now he's running this way.
All right, so he's running towards you.
Well, past me anyway.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
come to my turn now.
Yep.
So I'm on the opposite side of the house.
Yep. So with your movement,
Yeah.
half your movement brings you to here, and
Yeah.
now you can see him running away.
All right, I'll move the rest of my movement closer to him just so I try to keep in range.
So you're about here. He moved 30 feet.
Yeah.
And he was about 30 feet to begin with, so he's about 60 feet from you.
Alright, so he's 60 feet away. Well... Alright, that's too far for Frost Breath. So the only thing I can... Which is the only way I really have of restraining someone at the moment. So I guess I'm just blasting him with something.
Okay.
Alright, well, this might be the end of this gift, but I see no reason not to try Xanathia scroll out.
Alright. Roll a single level magic missile. Your hit point total.
This is the part where I really wish Magic Missile could let you aim for specific parts of someone's anatomy, because I'd try and take out his ankles or his knees.
Well, it doesn't work that way.
Middling. That's 10 points of force damage.
Okay.
And now I have to roll for the scroll, right?
Yep.
Alright. That's a 14.
Scroll survives.
Alright, I said, well, this is very interesting.
Yes.
However, that is the best I can do.
Alright. So, that's what you've done. You've done your movement.
Yeah, and my action.
And your action. And now we come to me.
Yes.
I yell over to you. Do you want this guy alive?
I think that would be good. We should probably find out what's going on here.
Alright. Roll. My only way of keeping him alive would be to polymorph him.
Yeah, that could work. Just nothing that moves quickly or is going to die of exposure under the cold.
Yeah. The other option is I can polymorph myself, and I have enough movement to get to him, but wouldn't be able to do anything with this round.
Yeah, you could pull him into like a giant eagle or something and lift him into the air.
Yeah. Or my favorite.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
Just in case the saving throws are gonna be bad, I polymorph into a giant ape and I walk my 40 feet over to him, towering 15 feet above.
All right.
His initiative.
Yes.
Oh. He's gonna use a bonus action to disengage.
Yep, because he can as a rogue.
Because he can. And
So
then
no attack of opportunity.
Nope. Which is good. And then he is going to... Can you make it there? He is now sprinting for a copse of trees that is just over this way. And trying to... well, hide, basically.
All right.
But he can't make it there. It's too far away.
All right.
So, back to the top. Oh, sorry, back to you.
Back to me, yes.
Oh,
Well,
by the way, this is wintry, somewhat difficult terrain that's not affecting you at all. It is slowing him down.
yeah. So how far away is he?
From you currently, he was 60. He moved with another, it's not like completely horrible terrain, so he's moved another 20 feet. So he's currently 80 feet from you.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. I can't... Not a lot I can do for this because I don't have sleep prepared. What scrolls do I have? I don't think I have.
I suppose I didn't really think of looking for my scrolls that I have. Let's see what scrolls I have.
Yeah, none of those are going to help either.
Got stuck
Uh,
in a Brazilian sphere. That would have been funny.
yeah, that would have worked.
Well,
Possibly.
I'm not wasting that on him. I'd rather just pummel him.
All right. Well, uh, if I remember correctly, it's an action to use the broom.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to move up my 30 feet of movement, which is
Yep.
unimpeded by this terrain.
Yep.
And I don't know how important this is going to be. I'm going to hit him with frostbite, and I'm hoping if I can do enough damage to him, I can render him unconscious.
All right. Go for it.
You need to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. I'm doing that. Uh, sorry. I must have a Constitution modifier. What is it? 14 does not save.
All right. And I roll 2 ones.
All right.
All right. He gets
think you noticed
slightly
it.
colder.
Yep. He's sliding a little better, more.
And for
All right.
what it's worth, he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Yeah, so I get to him.
Yep. Just
Yeah.
try and grapple him.
I am going to try and use my strength versus his strength. What is your strength, buddy? His roll. That's impressive. Let's see if I can beat him. Oh, we have to roll off. All right. Is that now? Oh, good thing I have a really good modifier. I managed to grab hold of him.
All right.
And I see he loses his continuity. No, he's a brave fellow. He has not peed himself.
Okay. I'm interested. Interesting to see that that is your.
My benchmark.
No, that is just where your mind went. All right, I'm gonna come over and join you because you can no longer speak common.
Nope, can't speak at all. All right, so I have him.
Yeah.
And I'll lower him down to you.
That's it. All right, now you're going to sit quietly there, or my friend is going to start peeling you like a banana. So, and we are going to go have a bit of a conversation with the Lyria and watch about why you killed that poor man.
All right.
I assume that's an intimidation check.
Oh yeah, you can go for it if you like.
Do I have advantage because he's being held captive by a giant ape?
Sure.
All right, the King Kong advantage. Okay, that's a total of 20 because I only get to add 1 to those checks.
All right. Yep. He is very much intimidated.
Good, good. I'm glad to see that your polymorph form is paying off here because that's a 4th level spell you just used.
Yes. And you see him begin to foam at the mouth.
Oh no. Is this some sort of slow-acting poison?
He is twitching, and I look really puzzled because his eyes are rolling back in his head, and he is getting more and more convulsive.
Well, unfortunately, you're in a polymorph form, and you're the one who has all the medical skills and methods of curing poison.
Yeah.
Yes. Which feels a little convenient, but okay. Anyway, well, I could have you revert.
You could.
And then I don't know if, well, it's up to you if you revert. I said I think you might want to come back to being human.
All right.
Because I think he's dying of poison. Probably self-inflicted poison.
See if that gets through to my ape brain.
Yeah.
Yep. I revert to myself.
All right, so he's on the ground, convulsing and foaming at the mouth now.
Yep. All right.
Is there anything you can do to prevent this?
Short of using like a really high level healing potion on him, I can do a med check.
We
I
also have a
have those
salve.
herbs in here. I have anti-poison herbs that we
Yes.
picked up like forever ago.
Yeah, let's see if we can neutralize the poison and keep him alive because
Yeah, well, I'm not going to use my superior healing potion that is made on him.
which probably isn't going to have much effect anyway if this is just him dying of poison.
All right, I will roll a check.
Yeah.
All right, so I got that, I got that. Well, I set the DC and I just made it.
Okay. So
Seems to be the tremors and everything else, and the foam seems to be subsiding.
all
He's
right. So you
breathing.
managed to neutralize the poison.
Yep.
You probably still took a fair bit of damage from it if it is that type of poison.
Unfortunately, in Dungeons and Dragons terms, they're all that kind of poison now.
Yeah.
You just don't fail a saving throw and die anymore.
Well, that's also well, in some ways that's a good thing, and in some ways it's probably just a little bit of too much of a safety net.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right,
I
we
think if you take
have.
self-inflicted poison, you probably should just die.
Yeah.
Because I assume your body, well, I suppose your body might automatically try and fight back. Anyway,
So we have an unconscious black leather clad individual laying in the snow.
all right. Uh, which one of us has the rope of climbing? I don't know if it's me.
We both have one.
Are you sure? I thought we only bought one.
I thought we bought two, but anyway, we can check. One
I
of
have
us
the
has.
rope of climbing. All right. So I want you to take his weapons away from him,
Yep.
and I am going to command the rope to tie him up.
Okay.
Do I have to make a roll to see how effective that is?
He's unconscious. We'll worry about it later.
All
I
right.
have a rope for climbing too.
I guess we picked
Apparently
up.
bought both.
Okay.
We bought two. Yeah. All right. Well, now we have a tied up black leather clad individual in the snow.
Unfortunately, you are no longer a giant ape, which means you can no longer carry him, which means we're basically just going to be dragging him.
Yep. All right.
All
I
right,
would
let's
like
go
to
try and track down some watch officers.
hold on a sec. This is an important step. Have the familiars we had setting up, keeping an eye out,
Yeah.
roll perception checks. So you'll
So
get
advantage on perception for them.
advantage and add 3 for the owl because this is sight based.
Yeah. I think they both have the same perception bonus. 13.
All right, so that doesn't happen. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, we're getting ready to figure out how to drag him
Yeah.
when a crossbow bolt hits him right in the neck.
All right. Well, I have a pretty good idea where that came from because it's an arrow, which means the opposite direction it's pointing is where into him is where it came from.
Yep.
All right.
I would
This
like
is
you to
very
roll.
elaborate for something very odd.
Yep, I would like you to roll a perception check.
Yeah. 22.
All right, you see another one of these black clad individuals. About wait, hold on a sec. So he was running towards here.
Yeah, crossbows have limited range.
Yep. And there's enough like there's copse of trees everywhere, and
Yeah.
you saw it come out of a copse of trees, and you caught a glimpse of, like I said, a black clad individual.
All right, another one. Like I said, there's another one over there, so I assume this guy's dead.
No, one sec, we're gonna find out.
He's unconscious. Yeah, so they definitely get sneak attack.
He's he, he's laying there. He wasn't moving before, and it will require a med check to check to see if he's alive or dead.
All right, so there's another one of these guys.
You
This is
also
very elaborate for. Well, I don't
you
even know what's
hear
going on here.
you hear another scream.
See, this is weird. This is like very elaborate for just pointless murders, as far as I can tell.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Mhm,
The scream
mhm.
will require a perception check for the direction, but it is well, almost the entire town is off to our left at this point, so it is in that direction.
Anyway, I think we should deal with this other rogue now.
Okay, so they have disappeared into the copse of trees.
All right, just for the next hour, I can see anything invisible
Okay,
because see invisibility is not concentration.
nope. All right, this is going to be a contested hiding versus finding.
Yeah, it's a chase basically, except
Yep.
it's stealth perception contest. All right, with your assistance.
Yeah.
Well, I just rolled a natural 20.
Well, then that beats his 23.
Yep.
You see him hiding very, very well in this copse of trees.
All right. Now, what in the world can I?
And he is not really, really close by. It
I need to
is.
start preparing sleeper web again.
I have a web scroll.
Yeah. Do you want to cast that? How far does web reach?
That is a good question.
I'll look it up because it's in my list of spells.
We're looking at 90 feet at the moment.
60 feet. So if you move,
Yep.
and I assume we know where this person is.
Yes.
So if you move 30 feet,
Yep.
or just give me the scroll, and I move 30 feet.
Either way.
Either way.
It doesn't make any difference. We're both probably going to move anyway.
All right. So let's try using the web scroll.
Minus web scroll. And that is a dexterity check for him.
Oh, yes. And he's a thief. Probably really good at that.
He beats my spell save DC by 1. Would have failed yours by 1. Maybe I should have get. No, actually, no. The scrolls don't work off spells.
No, they have their own DC. I
This
suppose if you before you rolled, I could have made a portent, but doesn't matter at this point. You already rolled.
I think they're. I think a scrolls.
Rolls have their own DC, I think. Yes.
I think it's 13, isn't it?
It's based on the level.
Right. Anyways, I'm
Anyway,
sure it's. It is not 16. I'm sure.
so yes, he succeeded.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of webs, and we have no idea what's going on.
Which, to be fair, he can still get caught in. Yeah, the webbing lasts, and
Yep. We can no longer see him for a non-visible versus invisible reason. There's webbing obscuring our.
yes, I know. I can't. There's nothing I can see. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure if he stays in there, he has to save again or something.
Depends on
What he does.
what he does. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
but it's a 20-foot, well, cube basically of webbing.
Yeah, that's just weird. Cube of webbing.
Well, it's not cubed shape; it just fills a cube.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, so we have possible webbed thief,
yeah,
screaming woman,
yeah.
and we hear the watch blowing
All right.
their horns.
Because I'm not going to be doing much in the way of anything at the moment, I'm going to check the guy we have wrapped tied up.
He's 30 feet back.
That's right, we moved. Can I move back and check? Med check?
Yeah. You want to do a med check?
Sure.
All right, go for it. Unskilled.
All right, that's a 17 though, with my wisdom.
Yep. He's dead.
I will command my rope to untie,
Yep.
and I'll stuff it back into my bag of holding.
Yep.
And leave him here, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. One other thing is happening now.
All right.
Roll an Arcana check.
Oh, that was really, really low, but I have a lot of bonuses for Arcana. Not high enough, possibly. 10?
Okay. You see a spell that looks an awful lot like a fireball in size, shape, and everything, except you've seen me when I rolled really bad on fireball. It's like
Yeah, the
you
spell doesn't always
yeah.
work
This
properly.
is this is lower than that even.
Okay, so someone did really, really botched this spell. Fireball also is a bit of a like a streak of flame that explodes. So,
Yeah, that's unfortunately all you're seeing is the dome
all right,
of
where is this fireball?
okay. There's a whole pile of things happening now.
Yes, but a fireball's obvious.
Yeah. So we were here, we ran to here, we went a little bit here, you went back, so we're split up a little bit. There's a copse of trees here that supposedly a thief is in.
Yeah,
There's
and a bunch of webbing.
a screen from this direction.
Yeah.
Uh, the horns are blasting in this direction, spread out, and the fireball was sort of in this direction.
Okay. Well, a fireball is not unusual in a town that has a, a wizard's academy, but they tend not to want to blow up the village, as far as I'm aware.
Usually, it's not something that we just
Yeah.
go right
I
doing.
suppose a really high level White Knight of Lyria could know fireball, or there's an enemy magic user.
Really high, yeah. What level does they get third level spells?
I don't remember the top of my head, but it's higher than Aldrich is.
Yeah, and he's
Same
one of
level
the
as us.
yeah, he's one of the higher ranking ones.
Yeah.
All right,
I assume there is someone possibly at that level.
probably. I'm sure the Dragonborn commander is.
All right. Well, we have a couple of choices to make here now.
Yes.
This is absolute chaos. This is starting to resemble less like, I mean, like a finesse-based assassination attempt, which is what rogues normally go for. And it's now
Yep.
just looking like absolute chaos.
Yep. Is that looking more and more like chaos?
So, we got someone screaming over there.
Yep.
We've got a webbed up thief, or sorry, a thief in a mass of webbing, but probably not restrained by it,
Yep.
who may or may not still be in that webbing.
May or may not.
And we now have a fireball going off.
Yep. So, which one would you like to go and do? Because you can't do them all.
I cannot do them all. We might have to split up, though.
All right.
That's uh I'm loath to leave a thief that we might have pinned in this webbing, or confined at least. We might be able to find out, but they might just commit suicide again.
Okay. It's my web,
Yeah.
so I'm the one controlling it. I can stay here if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to go investigate that fireball. You see if you can wrangle this thief.
All right. So
I'm going to get
you
on my broomstick and fly in that direction.
okay. So you were here, and
Yep.
now you're flying in this direction.
50 feet around
Yep.
and in a straight line as a bird would fly. So yeah.
Okay. How high are you flying?
I'm gonna say 10 feet above the ground. Just
Oh,
outside of most melee weapons.
all right. Roll a perception check. No advantage or anything unless you're bringing Alice with you.
No, we left her there.
Yep.
All right. There's a lot going on. This seems important. I'm going to use one of my portents for the day, which is a 16,
Yep.
which brings me up to a 22.
Okay. More than high enough.
Yeah.
All right. Once you're on your broom and you're moving and paying attention to your surroundings,
Yeah.
there is a ton of stuff happening here.
Like I said, this is starting to feel. I mean, this is not a professional hit at this point, as it might first seem. This is chaos. I'm starting to think this might be a distraction or some sort.
So, as
Oh,
you're heading
and
this
as an
way,
important note, even from where I'm in position, I still have seen visibility.
yeah, you're heading this way.
Yes.
All right. You're not flying very high, but if you're flying higher, you'll see a lot more. But you do see
Yeah, I just
groups.
want to clear rooftops, basically.
Okay, that's a bit more than 10 feet.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're clearing the rooftops, you see groups of guards running back and forth. You see people panicking. You see them huddling in groups,
Yeah.
and people trying to the authorities trying to get them somewhere out of harm's way. You see that magic carpet ferrying more people out of the inner parts of Lyria,
Yeah.
and also at this point, you also see um, a couple of wizards. You assume they're wizards because they are flying without any obvious means.
All right. Like wizards from the academy?
Well, you're first off too far away,
Yeah.
even with a 20 some odd, but
They are not fireballing the suburbs.
no, they're not fireballing the suburbs.
I'm going to assume they're on our side then.
They're coming out of here,
Yeah.
and I won't have you roll an Arcana check, but it looks like a fly spell.
Yeah, so they're flying under magical means, most likely a flight spell. Where was that fireball? Because I assume I can still spot the
Okay.
remains of that.
Yes. Let's see. You're crossing right about here,
Yeah,
and there's this little cluster of houses,
that are now
and
on fire, I assume.
no, surprisingly not. There is a clear spot on the ground where the fireball had uh, basically melted the snow, but there are no buildings on fire.
A fireball that doesn't set, I assume, thatched roofs and wooden buildings on fire. That really was a poor air spell.
And at which point, over here, another one of those fireballs happens.
Okay, do I see? All right, just working off the 22 I rolled and just
Hold
looking
on, you
around
only get to milk that 22 for, a
so
little.
long, guess I'm going to try and milk it for this.
All right.
Do I see anywhere where these fireballs are coming from?
All right. No, you're gonna have to roll again. Sorry.
All right, I will roll again. Well, I rolled a natural 20.
All right.
I don't I'm very alert all of a sudden.
Okay. This is what you see. As you're coasting this way, you're just passing over where that fireball happened as this fireball is happening. You see an individual standing bold as brass on top of a little hill here, point a staff in the direction that the fireball happened, and you saw the beam. And I would like you to roll an Arcana check, please.
Another 20. No. 16.
This is fireball in every aspect except power level. Again, it's a very, very wimpy fireball.
So someone has researched a lower level version of Fireball for some reason.
And fireball goes off. Animals are screaming, pandemonium, and the gentleman, you assume,
All right, yeah.
pulls out a scroll, reads it, and disappears to everybody but you.
Yeah. So I can
All of a sudden, you know he's invisible,
yeah.
and he starts heading this way
Well, I'm going to
as
follow.
calmly as you would imagine, because he
Yeah.
thinks he's invisible.
All right. I'm going to try and stay behind this individual out of view, but I'm going to try and follow them.
Okay, they are not in a hurry.
Yeah. Well, I can move 50 feet around.
Yep.
So
And as this is happening,
yeah.
one of those black-clad thieves comes trotting up, stands there, and you see the other gentleman, the other individual, go up to them, talk to them, and there's a conversation happening, and then that black-clad thief heads off.
All right.
And
Am I able to get in to close enough to get both of them in a spell before they head off?
the conversation is going to last probably about 10, 15 seconds, so yes.
All right. While they're both together within, let's say, a 30-foot cone.
All right.
They're really annoying me.
We're no longer taking anybody alive. We're blowing the
Well,
crap
it
out of
might
them.
be.
They might be.
It's only 3d10 cold damage.
Yeah.
However, because I can see this individual and I can see the saving throw they're going to make against my spell, I am going to give this individual, this magic user, a portent.
All right. What's the portent?
Natural 1.
Oh. You were right about being polar.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you can roll for the other guy, obviously.
I did. Want to guess what the number is?
Natural 20?
Natural 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm casting at 3rd level. I don't want to cast to the 4th. Oh, why is there a 1? Well, there's only one 1.
Yeah.
17, which doubles the 34.
All right.
And they are both frozen thoroughly.
Yep.
And they probably know I'm there now. Also, the guy who casts invisibility has to make a concentration check if he's alive.
Oh, a sec. I'm gonna check something here first. So you said they both took 34?
34, yes. So, for my broom at 15 feet up in the air, I exhale a cone of freezing cold magic over the ground, thoroughly freezing the snow and them, I imagine.
Yeah. So that's 34 points of damage halved.
Yeah.
So what is your constitution there, buddy boy? +2, that's 15. He is no longer invisible.
Okay, so after I finish doing my... I cannot remember which one of them, the twin Rova, was the ice witch from Ocarina of Time, but after I finish impersonating her...
Yep.
Are they alive?
Well, you can't tell from up here.
I'm only 15 feet away.
Yeah, but you have to go down.
Are they struggling against the ice? I'll go down.
All right. Perception check if you want to stay up.
I'll go down, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll just stay out of melee range.
Okay.
Let's say I'm about, just out of melee range for them.
Okay. Let's see. Roll initiative, please.
I think that's answers my question. All right, it's nowhere near as good as it was last time. That ninja is dead. You are not in this initiative.
No. So what do you have?
I have a 12.
All right.
So, what do they have if they're both in this?
All right. Seeing how they are in this.
Yeah.
The thief has a 13, just a little bit better than yours.
Yeah.
And the mage has a natural 20.
Oh, good grief! I cannot catch a break today.
No, you're last, even with a 12.
Well, they should both be frozen.
Yep. All right.
All right. So what's the wizard doing?
Did you roll that perception check?
No, I haven't. Do you want me to?
Yep.
10.
Okay. You do see the thief struggling.
Yeah.
The shell casing, I'm going to call it that.
Yeah.
Where the mage was encased in ice, is empty.
All right. So I can still see invisibility, so we clearly teleported then.
Yeah.
All right. So
Over there.
not then I can't see it.
Not
In my immediate view of that check.
With that check, no,
Yeah.
you do not see him.
All right. So that's not Misty Step. That's probably higher level teleportation magic, like Dimension Door.
All right. Before you roll an Arcana check. Sorry, roll that. Just roll that first.
20 total.
Okay. You know, Mr. Sepp, because you do it all the bloody time.
Yes.
There are a number of places nearby that are within 30 feet.
Yes, but it has to be an area he can see.
Yeah. So he is possibly near one of the buildings nearby, or in one, if he can see sufficiently to get there.
Well, within 30 feet, I assume I would be able to see him relatively well. And now we have this thief to worry about. All right, so what's the thief doing? We are in initiative.
He is going to try and break free.
Strength check. Thieves are not good at that.
Oh, no. Not even close.
Yes, not many people have broken free of this spell.
No. Oh, I gotta check one more thing over not your part of the world.
Yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment.
Yep, and then 2 more things that are not in either of our parts of the world. Okay. Alright, okay.
Alright, so the thief failed to break free of the ice.
Yep, he's struggling.
Alright, so I have a choice to make.
I would like you to roll. Yeah, I want you to roll an auditory perception check, please.
15.
Alright. The chaos is ramping up.
Oh, that's not what I was hoping for. Alright, I have 2 choices now. I could try and interrogate this frozen thief.
Yep.
And for all the good that's going to do. Or I can leave him here, frozen, and hope he's going to stay that way and look for the wizard who teleported away.
Alright. Which do you feel like doing?
Not confident in my ability to interrogate this thief, especially since they just seem to be willing to kill themselves.
Yeah. That is a downside.
Yes. Which is odd in of itself. Alright, I'm gonna go look for the wizard. I think that's the better bet.
Okay. You have 2 buildings nearby that are within the 30 feet if they misstep into those.
Yes. And if he dimension doored, well, he could be 500 feet away.
Okay.
Much easier to hide with that.
Oh, yeah.
So I assume you're asking me to pick which one of the buildings I want to go.
Yep. And it's going to be an odd or even roll. Because that's basically how it's going to go. Unless you want to choose the direction towards town or away from town.
Well, I have one more thing I can ask. If I basically just hover in this space above where his frozen shell is,
yep,
and I examine both buildings from that point, can I make a perception check to see if I can see into one or the other?
Sure.
Yeah, because this might...
It's going to be a high DC.
Yeah, I know. And I have no portents left, but...
Yeah.
This might... 15.
Oh, sorry. First, before you do that, how high are you hovering?
I'd have to hover relatively low, basically beside just above his frozen shell, I guess.
All right, so you're about somewhere between 7 and 8 feet and 10 feet.
Yeah, and relatively close to the restrained thief.
Yeah.
But I'll leave it at that. All right. 15 was my roll.
Not high enough.
Not high enough.
So you're gonna have to pick.
All right. In that case, I will roll odds and evens.
All right.
All right. Odds is away from town. The house away from town. Evens is the house towards the town.
Sure.
That's a waste of a natural 20. So the one towards towards town.
Okay, so you start, I assume, flying because you're already on a broom.
Yeah, I see no reason to get off this broom.
Yep. So
Working quite well for me at the moment.
Yeah. It's funny because you're the only one that can walk through all this stuff without any problems whatsoever.
Yes, but it's faster to take the broom, regardless.
Okay. You fly towards the house.
Yeah.
And then... You hear movement inside the house of some stuff being knocked over.
All right. That means something's going on. It may not be who I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm going to... Well, unless anything else happens in initiative at the moment, because there's no real active combat.
No, initiative order is done.
All right. I'm going to continue towards the house.
Yeah. Eventually, this thief will break free,
Yep.
but not yet.
Eventually, the ice will melt. It only lasts a minute.
Yep, we're not at a minute yet.
Yeah.
And he's not breaking free.
Huh.
Good thing there's no cumulative damage for being frozen in there.
No, I could have done that, but it would seem a bit much.
Yeah. All right. What are you gonna do, buddy? Oh yeah, you're not gonna do that. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna head around to the front of the house?
I was heading towards the house. Yes.
Well, you're already. I mean, the house is not far away. You get there.
All right. Can I take a look inside? Like a window or something?
You have a window.
Yep.
It's not like windows in modern times. It is rather translucent more than transparent. But you can look in.
I'm going to attempt to look in.
Disadvantage perception check, please.
All right. 13.
Yeah, you see a bit of knocked over furniture, and you see a figure looks like heading towards the main door of the house.
All right. Can I cut them off?
You can go around?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Actually, can I go up and over my broom?
Yeah. Take them all.
I'll do that. I just want to be able to try and catch them off guard.
All right. Stealth check, please. What is your perception there, buddy boy?
13.
All right.
I feel like it shouldn't be too difficult because I'm only flying on a broom.
Yeah, but the individual you're trying to catch unawares is very, very well aware that you exist, because you try to freeze him solid or chunk.
Oh, this is the same wizard.
Yeah, so he spots you.
All right, and I assume I spot him.
Yes.
Right.
He's not invisible or anything. He's just standing there.
Yeah, I assume he lost invisibility.
Yeah, he hasn't re-invisible. Then he realizes that invisibility is not working for him.
Yes, I say. Trust me, take it from professional experience. Invisibility is not the answer to all your problems.
All right, so
Just
I
keep
think
the same initiative order.
Yeah, no. I think in fairness, we should roll new initiative orders for you and him. All right, I was just rolling, catching up to my rolls for the other guy.
All right, I also took the thief out of combat.
Yeah, he is coming up on the minute mark.
Oh. I have a 10.
And he has an 8.
Oh,
there you go. You
I'm
finally
actually going first. So what I'm learning here is it doesn't matter what I roll for initiative.
Basically.
It's just I sometimes sporadically get to go first.
Yeah. So you have. All right, I'm going to describe this guy a little bit more.
Yes.
What was your perception roll?
When I was looking in the house?
No, when you're looking for, when you're. Oh, that was a stealth check.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check now, please.
Oh, that is terrible. 9.
All right. This person is dressed in. Well, seemed to like the color blue. Blue robes, a blue hat, and that's about all you can really get of it. It's kind of has a staff, the one that he was pointing and making these really terrible fireballs.
Mhm.
And in his other hand, he has a scroll.
All right.
You're up first.
I am, yes. Well, once again, I do not have sleep or web, so I have one option for attempting to restrain him. It also does a fair bit of damage, so let's go with that.
All right, what are you gonna do?
We're going to cast Frost Breath again, this time at 4th level.
Oh, good God. No portent left, though, right?
No portents left, no. I don't know if I can cast this non-lethally. I honestly have no idea.
Oh, it's been so long since we've done that. We have ruled
Yeah.
that you can make magical spells non-lethal.
I'm going to try that, or if failing that, I'll try and stabilize him if he goes unconscious. I'm not trying to kill him.
All right, let's just say will depend on how much damage you're doing to it. How's that?
And if that does fail, well, there's a Temple of Anubis here. We can get some cleric to cast Speak with Dead.
Yep.
Constitution saving throw.
Yep. Woohoo! Wow, he rolled really well.
Okay. 24 points of cold damage. Another one.
And he made his saving throw.
So, 12. It's really annoying when the higher level version doesn't work as well. Oh, he's not frozen, of course.
Not frozen.
Yeah.
Rolled a 19. And he doesn't bother with his Constitution modifier.
Yeah, he succeeds. That's all he needs.
Yep.
Well, that didn't have as much impact as I was hoping for.
What's that here? Roll something that happened. I forgot to roll. He did not like that. So, what is he going to do? Doesn't really have much of a choice. He's kind of a one-trick pony, this guy.
Well, if he does a close-range fireball, he's likely to be caught in it.
He is pointing his staff at you, then uttering a command word.
Alright. Is this not a... Alright, an Arcana check here. Is this him casting a spell, or is this him activating a magical item?
Roll away.
Arcana for 15.
He is activating a magical item.
Okay. So, is this casting a spell that I can counter, or does this not work?
Alright, this is the equivalent of me using my Wand of Magical Assist.
So it's letting him cast a spell. Okay.
So you can counter this if you want.
Alright, well, since it's probably going to be Fireball, I will bring up my hand and cast Counterspell.
Alright.
Alright, so I point my finger forward and cause the blue rippling pattern to appear and hope it disrupts this fireball.
It does.
Good! I said, that's a terrible idea. You were definitely in the blast radius.
He is extremely frustrated at this point.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
And what are you going to do, buddy? I gotta figure that out, but we're currently at your initiative order. That was his action. Oh, he is going to start running away.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Can I have a perception check on a completely separate matter?
I'm clearly distracted. 8.
High enough. You hear more screams. And you see that pair of wizards that were flying around. They're still flying around, and they see me periodically casting spells. Lots is going on here.
All right, as long as they're not blasting.
They're not firing fireballs.
Isn't hostile. Yeah. All right, that's not gonna work. I thought it might work, but no, that's unfortunate.
Are you looking at friends?
Yes. And I cannot cast it on someone who is hostile towards me.
Well, the fact that you've been trying to kill him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're definitely hostile to one another.
Yeah.
There is no way around that.
Yep.
All right. I do not want to waste too many more spells on this guy. I am going to attempt to bring him down with Frostbite. And again, trying non-lethally. I'm just trying to knock him out with this, with sheer cold. Which is a thing that can happen. Usually someone dies when they do that, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay.
Also, my interest in keeping these people alive is getting less and less.
Yeah, I understand.
So it's a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
As I send another numbing cloud of frostbite at him.
Alright, roll damage.
Alright, that's better. 5. 2d6. Why did I roll 2 1s last time?
It happens.
It does.
They call it snake eyes for a reason. Oh, by the way, he's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm trying to bring him down with expending too much effort because, well, we have a lot going on at the moment.
Yeah. Alright. I need another perception check. I know there's been an awful lot of them, but there's an awful lot going on.
Yes. This is actually relatively fair, but okay. 12. Getting slightly better, but again.
Yeah, not good enough. Okay. So, he's staggering along.
I can keep trying to bring him down.
He's going to cast a spell.
Alright. Do I recognize this spell? Because I'm definitely invested in taking this guy down at this point.
It is a low DC Arcana check.
13.
Looks like he's going through the motions of casting Misty Step.
Okay, I won't counter that.
Right. He disappears.
And then reappears 30 feet away, which probably means he's in my field of view at this point.
Nope.
How does he keep doing that?
It's easy. You can do it.
Yes, but it's line of sight.
Yep.
Do I see? Can I roll to see if I can spot where he reappears?
Yes, this is gonna be a high DC.
Okay, well, that's a total of 24.
All right. He teleported into a building nearby.
He likes doing that.
Why? Well,
No, I said he likes doing that.
yeah. But because you rolled so high,
Mm-hmm.
there's something else you see. All right. So currently, let's see. Started here. We're in this cluster of buildings here now,
Yes.
and standing on top of this hill is what looks like a young girl.
Oh, crap. Well, I suppose I should not be surprised. Who else would set up something like this?
Yeah. Want to roll, see if you recognize this individual?
I mean, sure, there's only one evil little girl that I know of that comes to mind. Well, I rolled a natural 1. But somehow I still think I know who it is.
All right, so you seem to think this is the evil little cat-killing girl.
Yes, also known as the Blue Dragon, Iluyanka.
Yep. Has a big grin on her face. That might
Yeah,
be clue.
she's got some sort of warped sense of humor.
Yeah. So, she's there.
Yeah,
The quarry is in front of you in a house.
and of far less interest to me at this point.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a scream from inside.
All right, so they're just killing random people.
This is not the blood-curdling I'm dying or my husband just got stabbed.
Which does not change the fact of my statement.
This is just a what are you doing in my house kind of scream.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to pursue the wizard at this moment, mostly because
You want to chase after a dragon?
my ability to take down a dragon
Yeah.
in whatever form it chooses to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not much good at the fact that she's in a form currently where I can just pick her up if she said that then polymorphs into her true form.
Yeah. It eats you.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to try and keep an eye on her, which is not going to be easy, I know.
Yeah. All right, as soon as you head towards the house, you're probably going to lose line of sight with her. She's
Well,
not
don't worry. If she
peeking.
does anything overt, I'm sure it's going to be obvious.
Oh, yeah. So she is doing what she does best, gloating and smiling.
Yeah. Yes, well, vain little serpent that she is.
Hmm. So now, when we were in that pocket of time,
Yes.
she could not perceive us, correct?
No, we were not physically there.
Yeah. Okay.
We were basically just experiencing an illusory image that was retelling those events. We were basically watching a film.
Yeah. Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah.
Because otherwise her reactions might be a little bit different.
Yes.
All right. You go up to the house, you lose line of sight of her,
Yeah.
and you have, well, a
Right.
wizard, and
I'm
he
gonna open
is,
the door if the door's
yeah,
not already open.
yeah, is, all right, door opens. You open the door because it was
Yes.
closed, winter,
Mhm.
and you see him. He's grappled the woman, has
Yeah.
a dagger through her throat.
I,
She's
I say to him, I'm going to say this once because it says because I have far greater concerns at this point than you. It says, release that woman and I will not kill you.
okay. I know there's been an awful lot of them. I would like you to roll one more perception check, please.
18. And do I have to roll I assume I have to roll intimidation for this.
Then you can give it a shot.
5.
Okay. First off,
Unsurprisingly, I'm less intimidating than a dragon.
first thing you notice is he has blue eyes.
Yeah, there's been a lot of blue here. I don't know if this is dragon worshippers or something.
And his next statement um, probably is going to confirm that thought, as he says, I have no problems dying. I have no problems killing this woman. But I do have an offer for you. I've been asked to extend that my mistress would like for you to join us.
And I said, well, if she can summon your spirit to talk to her, give her my regards. I cast magic missile.
Okay. Uh, all right. So we're gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna see if this surprises it first. Because otherwise we'll have to roll initiative. Because he may end up killing her. Nah, never mind. Roll away.
All right.
What
I'm
level?
casting at second level.
All right. So it is going to be just on the minimums enough to kill him.
All right. I do want to roll because I'm annoyed. I'm also annoyed that I rolled two ones. 4, 7, 11 points of force damage. That was pathetic. He was casted first.
He dies. She faints.
She faints but is alive.
Yes.
I said, you'll thank me when you wake up to her unconscious body.
All
I
right.
have a dragon to go deal with.
All right. So you go outside. Seriously, gotta go to the dragon?
No, I'm going outside. I'm looking for you.
All right.
I'm going to close the door. No, wait. Or do I want to? It doesn't matter at this point.
No, I mean, okay. You come out.
Yeah.
Okay, it was this house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You come out, and there's a number of fires that have been set.
Yeah.
There are watch officers running everywhere, and
Well,
then wizards everywhere. There's an awful lot going on.
short of casting Frost Breath or an Ice Storm, I am out of ways of putting out fires apart from just
Yeah.
getting a little bit of water to defy gravity and then shoot out like a water pistol. It's probably the best I can do with shape water.
Okay, so while you're doing that,
I'm not. I'm looking for you.
and looking for me, you spot the only truly obvious thing in here as a adult blue dragon takes wing from here and is gaining altitude and flying over the town.
Mhm.
It seems to be heading this way. At which point we'll take a break.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep.